Alright, and we are back with another Taiwan playthrough. Hopefully the Chinese Communist Party sees this live stream series and then finally puts sanctions on the channel. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll go ahead and transition this over. And welcome guys to this brand new Taiwan live stream. If there is any issues with the sound, go ahead and turn that down a little bit. What's going on, AP? What's going on, Maximo? All welcome to the live stream. All right. Let's go ahead and come over here to energy. We're going to go ahead and start building up our reserves of electricity production. We have $3.4 billion that we're going to pay off in this next go-around. 22 terawatts. That's a lot. I'm gonna think about this. Oh, that's a lot of manpower that we're gonna be siphoning away for 12 months. All right, let's think about this. We want to go for more hydroelectricity production. I wonder if there's a possibility of too much hydroelectricity. I have a Japan playthrough where I literally have like 600 terawatts of free electricity. We're gonna have to... We're gonna have to use this electricity production, or we're gonna have to use this this treasury balance. I wanted to use it to pay off my debt, but we're gonna go ahead and make an investment here. I love all politics channels and gaming channels are both in chat. We are literally like different tribes. Well, that's the point of the name, Politics Gaming. That's the name. Don't you get it? Don't you understand? Cost over 5 years, the remaining cost over 5 years is going to be $10 billion for this one alone. What is the production that we're doing? 1.7, but if we do it offshore, we're going to be doing 2.5. So if we do, could we get to like 10 of these? What is this going to be? We need a cheap alternative. We need a really cheap alternative. What can we do? Anything beside nuclear, because what we really want to do is that we want to use nuclear, but we don't want to be too dependent on nuclear, because what I really want to do is that I want to sign economic and political agreements, especially with the United States. Because we had one, but I was basically told that, oh, it doesn't work, or my electricity production ended up becoming like less than 15% renewable. So what we need to do is that we need to increase our wind production, but I don't want to go back into a deficit. Let's go ahead and do one more offshore. Let's see what that does to our deficit. Yeah, we can do like maybe 3 of these at full financing. We're gonna go for 7. Actually, okay, we're gonna go for 10. We may incur a lot of debt. from this, but this is going to be a very good investment. We're going to get this done in this playthrough. Hydroelectricity maybe, yes, but it is a lot of manpower that we would be siphoning off for... I think that's going to be the end goal. I want to go for 75. See, look at that. Like, that's $24 billion that we would be investing into that. The fastest we can do it by is 7 months, but then we're sacrificing 262,000 of our manpower. So we wouldn't have the ability to go into any type of construction otherwise. So how much is this going to get us? 2.5 terawatts each. And that is going to increase our hydroelectric, or not hydro, our wind production, which is going to increase our renewable energy production. Everyone likes the environmental aspects of it, but then like the public finance aspect of it, you could probably increase taxes, honestly. Let's go ahead and go to September, and I think October, yeah, October we're gonna...
It's awful.
Incur the debt. Was that a cabinet member? This is the... Oh no! Anyway. So yeah, let's get 2.5. We can definitely build a lot more of these offshore platforms. And then once we take over West Taiwan, then we will have a lot more energy production that we can use. A lot more money. Is there any arms production? Yeah, that's actually what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going for aluminum, bauxite, water supplies, and electricity. Biotechnology is underway. Computer hardware. Let's do conventional submarines. Fighter planes. Helicopters. Nuclear submarines, other surface ships. I'm going to be giving all of these $50 million. We could do a satellite or two, or we could just buy it from the United States. Now, we are running a deficit again, but we should have a structural surplus. Look at that, our total debt was going down, and we were about to get to the level that it was at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of this gameplay. But unfortunately, it has shot back up, mainly because of our energy production. But we are going to get a surplus. We are still set to get a surplus. That means we are still running a structural surplus. If I can actually go over to budgets, we will go over to structural surplus, and we are definitely still in the green. Even though we are running a deficit, this is actually the number that... In the next economic tutorial, I'm going to talk in length about the structural surplus. Mainly because if you're watching this right now, structural surplus is essentially what you're going to want to make sure is positive. You could be running a deficit like I am, 0.08% of GDP is in a deficit. So that means that our revenue is under our spending. A structural surplus, I'll get the definition right here, probably going to be from Investopedia. So a government budget deficit occurs when a government spends more than it receives in tax, while a structural deficit is when a budget deficit persists for some time. A structural surplus Is the difference between government or fiscal revenue during cyclical peaks higher than normal economic growth or copper prices, for example, and long-term average or sustainable fiscal revenue? So I think that it's about the... I need to email Eversim and just basically say what is the definition of a structural surplus in this game, since there are a lot of different ones. But what I know is that this is the number that you want to look out for. That if this number is a surplus, or if this is anywhere, positive, you're going to be paying off your debt. You don't necessarily have to go off of what this is. You have to go off of what this is saying. So our budget excess is now a positive $6.8 billion, nearly $7 billion. And thankfully, our top 3 expenditures is Social Security, Education, and Defense. And then debt reimbursement is actually only $8.2 billion. We need to get that down. So I think we're going to be paying off some of the debt in this next one, since we have these energy products going on. How long of a series are you planning on making this with level long series? I'm glad you guys are liking the Taiwan playthrough. I really need to start playing more Asian countries. Oh, looks like a hurricane just hit the United States. There's a volcanic eruption in Japan. Let's go ahead and send over $50 million to Japan. And this hit Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We use the student exchanges stream. I do believe that I have student exchanges with other countries. Let's go ahead and go over here. I don't think I have one. Yeah, I do not have one with Japan. Refused, and my education level is still low. So we need to improve our education before we sign one with them. It depends. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it with any Western countries. We could do one with the Philippines. I don't know what they're... Actually, I could literally go over here. So let's go over here. Education and research. Analphabetism? Analphabetism? So Japan is down there. Is it based off of analphabetism? Or is it based off of higher level students? We're number 89. Yeah, maybe. I mean, look at that. I think student exchanges are usually between secondary and higher education. So anything above secondary is what it could be going for. So we can actually see that we're borderline medium. And the Philippines is medium. And Japan, South Korea, all of them are high. So it just depends. So we need to sign these foreign exchanges with lower level countries. So it makes sense if we were to sign with the Philippines. I think we already have. We haven't. So implement a special student exchange program between countries fully supported by the states. The exchange of students and teachers contribute to strengthening cultural ties, to language learning, to knowledge of cultures, and economic science cooperation. The Erasmus student exchange program of the European Union has been in operation since 1987 in all countries of the European Union. Let's go ahead and suggest that over. And by the way, student exchanges do cost money, so make sure that you have the money to do so whenever you sign these foreign exchanges. It looks like everyone actually, the people of Taiwan did like that decision to share students and exchange ties between the Philippines and Taiwan. Maybe this will serve as a basis of a free trade agreement between the Philippines and Taiwan. Did we already sign a free trade agreement between the Philippines? And we have not. So let's go ahead and go over here to diplomacy. Let's go to free trade agreements, and let's go ahead and think about signing a free trade agreement with the Philippines. I think the Philippines, we can start off with reciprocal commercial contract. This is limited to a portion of both of our dominant sectors. Tariffs are reduced by 50% on average. Control of the goods at the borders is light, and regulations, there are no regulations. So let's go ahead and send that over for consideration. That would be really cool if free trade agreements were able to be signed by the legislature of your country, or the respective countries, because that's actually how it works, especially in the United States. Have you ever done world conquest in this game? Nope. And I don't really plan on it. I really like the economic aspect of this game. I like dealing with the economy, and then, you know, dabbling in foreign affairs every now and then. This game is just not meant for world conquest. It's just not meant for that. It's meant for, you know, maybe going on a conquest here or there. You're in, like, you know, as China, you're not going to be able to conquer Europe. You're not going to be able to conquer most of Asia, because the game does start to bug out. Mainly because whenever, essentially the way I put it, did you encounter the 0.1% unemployment rate in 2020 edition yet? I have not. You know, I've seen unemployment get down to very low levels, but I have not seen the 0.1% bug. I don't think I've seen that since at least maybe the 2018, 2019 version. And even then, I rarely ever saw it. Oh, by the way, I did play Japan, and I won an election. I did not win a majority, which forced me to... I did not win a majority of the national diet in Japan, which forced me to form a coalition with the second biggest party. But that coalition did work, and I was nominated successfully, so coalitions now finally do work in this game. Oh, look at that. Free trade agreement with the Philippines has been refused, and is because our relations are poor, so I need to see what the diplomatic relations have to be. Let me actually look. It's gonna be... I need to look at the email that I was sent about free trade agreement with Acorns. I don't remember that. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna look to see what the consideration is. I really need to make this free trade agreement video. I really need to make it. I know you guys are waiting for it. Alright, that is unfortunate, but we will try to... Looks like economic relations between Japan and Taiwan are improving. Let's go ahead and look to see what our economic relations are. So, conflict 0, strategic alliance 0. We can think about signing a strategic alliance with Japan. -15, political alignment of tendencies. Alignment of political tendencies and power. Common organizations is 2. Members of the European Union, we are not. Common religions is +5. Closed embassies 0. Repatriation of nationals 0. Travel bans by the head of states. That would actually... We need a travel ban, like, of citizens to and from. City skylines XPNR, where you can build new custom cities. Hey, that might be a good idea. Development aid is 0.33. We have no economic... Ooh, we're gonna have to sign some economic contracts then. We'll invite Japan over for a meeting. Embargoes and tariffs is 0. Oh, that's an idea! That's an idea! Oh, I have an idea. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lower tariffs on Japan. We're gonna encourage trade that will allow us to oh, I love this feature. I love Eversense, dude. They're like every time they release something, it gets better and better. This is why I like it, because you can think strategically. That's why I like it. Year of Culture is a +5. Student exchange is 0, of course. Specific bonus is 3.78, and adjustment starting with real world data is a -6.75. So in total, it's a -5.64. All right, so we're going to improve trade relations with Japan. We're going to go over here, and we're going to see what they have that we can import, essentially, from them. And I'll explain whenever I find something. Consumer electronics, can we encourage a trade from Japan for this? Yep, here we are. So they have a positive. I apparently have a positive. We're gonna look elsewhere. We'll do a $50 million subsidy though. Electrical materials. If you guys know anything that Japan produces, go ahead and let me know. Sold appliances, iron, jewelry, lead, missile launchers. Pharmaceuticals. Would you be able to go through the new debt system and the free trade system? I know they're new, but I won't really understand what they mean or how they work. Yes, I will go through both. I will go through free trade, I will go through the debt system, and I will go through, what's the third one? There's another one. Coalitions. That's what else I'm going to go through. Software. I need something from Japan that... I need something from Japan that we can get. What's going on? Okay, so I'm negative on this, and Japan is pretty okay. So let's go ahead and lower tariffs by 25% on Japan. That's software industry. So what we're checking is to make sure they even have a production of it. Yeah, let's lower tariffs on Japan for water supply networks by another 25%. Chemicals. We have positive. Computer hardware. We are negative. And let's go ahead and lower tariffs by 25% on Japan. Okay, and let's see what that immediately does to our trade relations. Apparently lowered it to a -4. Economic contracts, embargoes, and tariffs is a positive 1.5. And I think services throughout the entire sector, we're going to lower trade barriers by 25%. Oh, look at that, a positive 16.5. And I think... You know what? We're just going to lower trade barriers to Japan by 25% across the entire economy. Industry... Oh, look at that. Positive 29 on Japan. Can we now sign a free trade agreement with Japan to lower tariffs even more by 80% on average? I don't know if it's wrong for me, by the way, to be streaming on 9/11. To be like, what did this guy do on the 20th anniversary of September 11th? Oh, he streamed Power and Revolution as Taiwan. And that failed. Relations are poor. I'm gonna have to wait. But a positive trade relations is always good in my book. Cyber attacks are useless unless you're in a war. I like the cyber attack China whenever I'm playing the United States, just whenever like they're growing way too fast, and it keeps their GDP. It's kind of like it's very good whenever you're using it for economic competition. It's a very useful tool. I think it's a very underrated tool. People are like, what are cyber attacks even for? Well, I definitely think that it is very useful for PG selfie fighter jets might work. Smell inflation at the end of this stream. Inflation by lower trade restrictions? Launch a cyber attack to rig a foreign election. The Grand Communist Party in China. What about Japan? We need to go ahead. We need to think about going for a gold. Gold cyber protection comes with the following: everything that comes with silver protection, annual cybersecurity audit of public services, including resilience tests for vulnerable administrations, usage of a secure portable phone for all personnel, usage of audited and certified software and operating systems, creation of a high security ISO-CEI 27040. Certified data centers built underground in the national territory. And the one that we have right now is everything that comes with bronze, mandatory cybersecurity audit for state services and administrations, mandatory degree course for all administration personnel, mandatory ISO-CEI 27031 certification for vital infrastructures, public safety, transportation, suppliers of electricity, gas, and water. Let's go ahead and do another citizen awareness for cybersecurity. We haven't done one. The last campaign was run on July 9th, 2021. Let's see what those lowered trade restrictions are doing to the economy thus far. Looks like they're not doing much. I mean, there is a rise in the stock market. Let's see what my debt is going to be by October. It's going to be nearly a positive $5 billion. We're going to use that to pay off our debt to China. Immediately, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be paying off our debts to China.
Our task force has coordinated with the PR firm to prepare for the campaign. It will start in 2 weeks. You have taken good initiative. it is indeed appropriate to anticipate and make our citizens ready to face the never-ending threat of cybercrime.
Ironically, this is actually really good for Taiwan. I'm surprised I haven't been attacked
Everything.
by China in terms of the cyber network. How effective is an election hack? It has about a 50%. 50%, I guess. So presidential elections are on 1/14/2024, and congressional elections are going to be about a year later. We could actually schedule the congressional elections a little bit after the presidential election. We could just dissolve the parliament. All right, Maximo, thank you so much for joining us tonight. 10% interest rate. Oh, that is awesome. What's going on, Jadens? Jadens, I always say that wrong. You don't tell me how to say it. I guess you just laugh too much at me just saying Jadens. Jadens, oh yeah, I'm already confused. Buyback loan. We got $7 billion that we can pay for the debt. What should we do? Should we pay off the Chinese? Should we wait so we can pay off the Chinese in its entirety? Maybe we could do that, because I think by the next time, we just need to get another like $5, $6, $7 billion. When do you think China will finally strike? Well, let's actually go ahead and see what's going on in Taiwan today. Oh yeah, I read this last night. Apparently, the Biden administration is moving forward with a change that would, for one, by the way, would require an executive order by President Biden himself. But they're moving forward with a plan that could, if enacted by the president, would change the representative office of the Taiwanese embassy in Washington to include the word Taiwan. So it would go from the Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office, or TECRO, to the Taiwan Representative Office, which is essentially the exact same thing that Lithuania did not too long ago. Kurt Campbell, White House Asia advisor, has backed the change, according to two people with knowledge of discussions. One said that the request had wide support inside the National Security Council and from State Department Asia officials. Final decision has not been made and required President Joe Biden to sign an executive order, said people briefed on the matter. Changes in the name of the office would anger China, which views Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory, and pile more pressure on increasingly fraught relations between Washington and Beijing. The U.S. and Taiwanese governments did not comment on Taiwan's request, but the Chinese embassy in Washington has said it firmly opposes any U.S. official interaction with Taiwan. And this makes me laugh every single time that something happens between the United States and Taiwan, because China says the exact same thing every single freaking time. This is literally like a script that that Chinese officials use every single time. Listen to this. This is what the Chinese said. It must stop any official interaction with Taiwan, refrain from sending any wrong signals to, quote, Taiwan independence forces, or attempting to challenge China's bottom line and properly and prudently handle Taiwan-related matters so as to not seriously damage U.S.-China relations and cross-strait peace and stability, said an embassy spokesperson from the People's Republic of China. Name change would be a breakthrough in the efforts of Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen to roll back changes forced by Beijing since she took office in 2016. Between 2017 and 2019, seven of Taipei's missions in countries without diplomatic recognition, including Nigeria, Jordan, and Ecuador, had the word Taiwan or Republic of China forcibly removed from their names by their host countries under pressure from Beijing. And then in July, Taiwan opened an office in Lithuania called the Taiwanese Representative Office. It angered China, which recalled its ambassador to Vilnius. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. And told Lithuania to recall its ambassador to Beijing. On Thursday, Biden held his second call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping since becoming president in an effort to break an impasse in the Sino-U.S. relationship after previous top-level meetings produced little progress. The White House said that two leaders had a broad and strategic discussion and that Biden had underscored the United States during interest in peace, stability, and prosperity in the Pacific and the world. So that's it. Alright, let's go ahead and deal with this debt. I think we're going to wait for July, and then whenever July hits, we will go ahead and pay off the Chinese entirely. That way we're no longer constrained to China in terms of debt. Besides, China has the manpower and the expendable soldiers to do it. That I recommend watching Lao Wai on this. Go to YouTube and look up Lao Wai and find his video that asks the question, will China invade Taiwan? Watch that video, and basically his bottom line that he makes in the video is that the reason that China will not invade Taiwan is because if it fails, and honestly, from what we are looking at, it will, because the Chinese are not prepared for a military invasion, and they're not prepared to face the United States. As divided the United States is, and as it looks, China will not win in the end. They may have a victory here and there, but they cannot face Taiwan. They cannot face, how many do we have? Nearly 25 million people that are going to be hostile against you, against any Chinese incursion into Taiwan. They're not going to beat them. And with Japan literally on the verge of recognizing Taiwan diplomatically, and Japan basically assuring Taiwan that if there is an invasion by China, Japan will step in to defend Taiwan. So, but then the other thing about this video from Lao Wai, he basically says that a lot of people in China, it's very male dominated, and then whenever, a lot of these people that are going through all this economic prosperity, because what China lifted under Xi Jinping, China has lifted over 800 million people out of poverty, which is the largest amount of people that has been ever lifted out of poverty in any country in history. But whenever you take all of these people that are wanting to just take care of their family, I've never seen war before, and China, for one, has never been to war. They've never been in a conflict. The last time that they were in a conflict, they got their ass beat by Vietnam. They didn't step into combat missions in Afghanistan. They didn't step into combat missions in Iraq. And Taiwan is going to be their very first military campaign in decades. I think probably even since, for one, since their war with Vietnam, and two, probably their largest since they went to war against the United States in Korea. Because the United States and China have been to war before. They've been to war before. It was in Korea. Population means nothing. In any sort of sense, if China were to invade Taiwan, it would be a bloodbath. Because the Chinese would just have to keep sending millions and millions and millions of men. They would have to send an occupying force of more than 5 million people into Taiwan, which would be a logistical nightmare. And yeah, I did pull 5 million out of my ass. It would most likely have to be 1 million. That would have to be stationed on Taiwan alone. Which again, what is this? Oh yeah, whatever. The occupying force would be a logistical nightmare. And then, not only that, it has to be a large one because you're sending them into an island with no escape against an insurgency that would likely number in the millions. Hiding in the mountains of Taiwan, that would require, again, just a massive logistical feat. The Chinese are not prepared for that. It would essentially turn into China's own Afghanistan/Vietnam. And yeah, it would be a feat that the Chinese would not be able to face. And that, coupled with you're basically forcing millions and millions of Chinese men to leave their families, and then hundreds of thousands to millions of families would lose their sons against the war in Taiwan, then that would make them turn against the government. Okay, let's go ahead and... People are asking what my military looks like, which, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and invest some of this into the military. We need to get to 100,000 active duty troops. We are now at 170,000 total troops. Hopefully there's not a riot. I think there's going to be a riot. Nope, just protests.
Demonstrators are...
Pacifists always like the commandos, plus the commandos help us out because we need more special forces. We need at least... We're gonna try to pack on 100,000... we're gonna try to pack on 100,000... over 100,000, probably in between 100 to 150,000 total troops, and we're gonna go for about maybe 10 to 20,000 special forces. Hey, random protests. It's not really random. We can start buying weapons from the United States. That's 20. 40. $60. $80. $100. Those are going to be delivered to us. 2023. Protests? Okay, thanks. Cyber attack on our country!
We have resisted the attack. The protection systems, especially in companies, are up to date. Very few victims to report overall. The fortification of our security software in our government and vital infrastructures turned out to be very effective. And our policy on public awareness on these cybercriminal activities has borne fruit.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We were just attacked, most likely by the Chinese. Why don't order tanks from Britain? I guess. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and sign these into law. And then we're probably going to see a protest. Yep. A bad contract.
The contract you just signed.
Yeah.
The contract you just.
Demonstrations are taking place at this very moment in the...
We were able to trace the source of the attack.
Really? It's the frickin'... I thought it was the Chinese. We're gonna blame the Chinese, but apparently it was the Turks. We're 440 days away from the national elections, and our GDP is about to hit 1 trillion. Apparently, employment is garbage. Development in comparison to other countries in the world, but apparently from the start of the game, we've been doing pretty good. GDP per capita is doing better. And structural surplus is still doing good. .62% unemployment. CO2 emissions are on their way down. It's always good to see that number go up. Also do need to start buying more anti-missile batteries. Construction, air, land. Launch a secret campaign to acquire nuclear weapons. I mean, that would work. Oh yeah, we could actually buy from the black market. Chinese time. All I can see is China is not It's like Zhenghua, Bu. I can't recognize what's next to the Bu character. I forgot what it's called. I forgot how you say it. Unless you just pulled that off a... China is not... Unless it says Taiwan is not... No. I don't know. I can read a little bit of it, but I can't read exactly what it's saying. I'm not a Chinese. I know a very, very small amount of Chinese. I guess we'll go ahead and buy anti-missile batteries from the black market. Ends up being Chinese. Speaking of, what are the gun laws here in Taiwan? Legislation. God, why are level ID checks strong in Taiwan? Apparently Chiang Kai-shek still lives on. What level is the anti-missile batteries? Probably 1. We only have 35 frigates and cruisers. See, I want to appease them so they can shut up and go home.
Our infiltration.
Russia hates me, look at that.
Our network.
Okay, so I think... Yep, these are done. Got about one more day. Oh, damn it, I wanted to see what the change is going to be. 71 terawatts. 13. So... That was it? 71? Really? So if I wanted to go for 75, we'll do that after we pay off the Chinese. Use the Reaper, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, 107. Oh, that's okay. That's better. It was like 70, and I'm like, what? How? I was like, how? But I think let's go ahead and go over to the United States. Let's go ahead and try to maintain this economic and political agreement pact with the United States. We meet all the requirements, so we should be able to accept it, because, I mean, what, like 13% of my electricity is coming from wind power alone. Yeah, 13%, and yeah, 13% right there, and 4.2%. That's good. I'm an American nationalist. Damn it, why is Rule Britannia stuck in my head? Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves. Why is it not stuck in your head? You'd be weird if it wasn't. Wait, what are my trade relations with Japan? 26. We should be able to accept this. United States should accept my free trade agreement within the next few days. PG, you're not helping. Well, let's go through it again. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Hang on. Let me get this for you. The Soviet national anthem is stuck in my head. I can recite like half the first like quarter of the Russian national anthem. Hang on. Wait, no! No, the bug hit! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh crap! Oh, I hate this bug. Am I the only one that sees this? Hang on. I may have to... Let's reload this save. Can you only play this on PC? Yes. Yeah, you can play Power and Revolution on Xbox. Damn, PG, why are you such a smartass? I don't know, I feel like it. Okay, that actually fixed it. Almost got it for y'all. There you go. You're happy? Okay. By the way, someone's gonna have to donate like $5 to this stream or something like that. Just $5 because I just got demonetized. So $5, please, just so I can make a little bit of money off of this stream. Since doing that just probably copyrighted me. But yeah, I can also recite the a quarter of the Russian national anthem. And by the way, we did sign that free trade agreement with the United States. It is now a 5-star agreement, worth about $1.8 trillion. Wait, why did you get me demonetized? Because I just played Rule Britannia on my stream. Mongolian metal is a bop. Yes, if you listen to that guy, it's the guy that sings it. Chinggis Khan. The name of the song is called Chinggis Khan, not Genghis Khan. Chinggis Khan, which is actually how you say it in Mongolian. So watch Chinggis Khan by, I can't remember the guy's name, but he literally sings it on a mountaintop in Mongolia. Literally my favorite iteration. But I know some of you guys wanted me to sing this is not the Soviet national anthem, this is the Russian national anthem. Although it is to the same tune as the Soviet national anthem. So here it goes. It's like this. Rossiya shmshernaya nasha dershava. Rossiya lubimaya nasha strana. Могучая война великая слава. Ой, отец воспе. Around here, I kind of forget. Svazmen men bema vena. Slav sayak tenishvo. Naše svobodnuje. Bratsik narodov soyuz tetobuj. Pred kami danaya muros narodnaya. I think that's as far as I can go. Yeah, I probably suck at singing and I probably shouldn't do it again, so I apologize if you're joining just now and going like, what the fuck is he doing? Anyway. Yeah, I'm playing singing the Russian national anthem while I play as Taiwan. The Chinese national anthem is actually not that bad. Someone's gonna be skipping through my stream later on, and they're gonna go, "What the? Why is he singing? This man sucks at singing. Stop singing." Wu Zhao, Sulp 1, voice recognition and conversation. Just search Power and Revolution on my Xbox. It doesn't work. It's not on Xbox. It's only on
Your
PC.
politics are
We're about to get more money to pay off our debt. We're only getting $1.52 billion? Really? I said it's only on PC. I never. You can go back and you can literally read it, hear it again. I did not say it was on Xbox. And if I did, which I highly doubt I did, which I highly doubt I said, it's not on Xbox. No, I cannot imagine this game on Xbox. That would be an awful play. What are our relations with Singapore? They're neutral, but apparently they want a meeting, so I guess we'll accept it. Any more Southeast Asian allies we can get is good.
Prospective analysis.
Alright. December 31st, and we'll go to January 7th. You know what gets me is that Eversim literally put the George Floyd murder on this. 99 cents. That's just garbage, but I'll take it. Only got like 40 cents out of it. Ooh, shoot! $8.1 billion. Wow, that was a lot more than we were expecting. I don't know where that came from. But no, Apra Science, thank you so much, by the way. That was a joke, but thank you. I have sent 99 cents. It's kind of ass, but I'll take it. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Look at that. We got $15 billion in the bank. We can now pay off Chinese loan. That barely charges us any interest rates to begin with. I'm poor PG. Yeah, everyone send me your money. Get your mom's credit card. 16%. Wow, we need to...
Good news. Our financial performance in the last quarter shows a cash surplus. This will help us reduce our debt service. Let's keep it up.
Thank you.
Here are the GDP and growth figures for the last year.
Oh, wow.
As you
The economy grew 10% in 2022, but GDP is now at $969 billion. Try to get more next time. Give me more now. I'm literally just kidding. Again, I appreciate it. Any amount is fine with me. It's always good to see those things light up. We're about to be worth 1% of the world economy. Imagine that Taiwan worth 5%. Yeah, look at that. Electricity surplus is pretty good, so we don't have to worry about it for a while. Let's go over to debt, and let's go over to current lenders, and let's go down to China, and let's buy back this loan. And look at that. The Chinese loan has now been paid off. We now owe the Chinese government $0. $0. We are now no longer financially constrained to China in any way, shape, or form. And we are now technically independent. Stop being so arrogant. Shut up. Right.
Good morning.
Prime Minister, they want to purchase 0. What? I couldn't even accept it. I'm gonna bug you out for work. Don't glass China without me, PG.
Sure.
I promise I won't. We're not ready to glass China yet, so.
First of all, rest assured that we are always attentive to your various propositions. With regard to your request, we are going to look into ways of satisfying a particular public opinion without jeopardizing the stability of our institutions.
Yeah, never go to Singapore and commit a crime, because they will beat you up. Guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any streams when I'm ready to go live. We're going to continue to assist in improving who's the PM in Singapore? Let's go ahead and look. Prime Minister of Singapore. Lee Hsien Loong is the Prime Minister of Singapore. He is a part of he is the head of government of the Republic of Singapore. The President of Singapore appoints the Prime Minister. Okay, so he's the head of government. But I guess in this, Everson, I guess, made it where he's the head of state as well. And that's the weird thing about Power and Revolution, is that whenever you're serving as a head of government, usually, because in some countries you have a head of state and you have a head of government, but some countries have it where the head of government is also the head of state, but in some countries they have a separate head of government and a head of state. So it's kind of weird. For a small country, he takes a $2.2 million salary. Jesus Christ. Damn, Singapore, what's going on? Alright, let's go for 70,000 active duty troops. We're gonna expect some protests, maybe even a riot. Nope, no riots, but do we have protests?
Here is our growth forecast.
Budget surplus of 0.32%. $336 billion national debt. Debt service will rise $6.4 billion, which is actually down. It was actually $9 billion earlier, I believe. $8 or $9 billion. Finally, the most significant figure, budgetary surplus has risen to 0.32% of the GDP. 21,000 people are now in the streets of Taiwan. Quarterly surplus. Oh yeah, we are definitely going to be on a roll in paying off our debt. So China was really the only thing that we were worried about in terms of, for one, political reasons. We were worried about them, having a umbrella over us, where it was just kind of like, you can have this umbrella, but you need to give up your independence. And so we are now no longer financially strained by China, because they actually were also the one that we had to worry about, because they literally had 5 years for us to pay off the debt. So I always want to start off, if you're ever paying off your debt, always pay off the country that has the least amount of years remaining in your debt term. But, if you're dealing with yourself, usually, look at that. We're actually more constrained to the United States in terms of lending. We're actually constrained more to the United States in terms of lending. We owe them $127 billion, so I think we could pay off. We literally are not paying any sort of interest rate on these, but we're still paying, interest on them, but the interest is very low compared to what the actual loan amount is. $1,123, $1,121. Is there a way to increase reserve? You should also increase missiles. Yeah, we should start. We're kind of like going half and half. We're using money to kind of invest into energy. We're using money to invest into our military. Gaga Lord, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. So, can we sign a free trade agreement with the European Union? Let's do a reciprocal contract, just to start off with.
The Commission has deliberated and has agreed to put this commercial agreement to a vote.
Japan, can we still sign a free trade agreement with you? Apparently still not. South African fiber in the United States. Hey, subscribe to Corbin. No. If you guys are watching, go and subscribe to Matt Gagnon. Play as Switzerland one time in the future. Sure. I can actually do that. I don't know how fun it'll be. Being neutral. I say, I don't know how fun that'll be being neutral. I am neutral. I'm always neutral. Thank you so much, Gaga, for donating $10 to this live stream. Let's go ahead and see what... Oh, look at that. Debt reimbursement is now $3.5 billion. It is now...
The voting will now begin.
Oh, we got it! Yeah, let's go! Let's go! No one voted against it. But we did have 3 abstentions. It was Greece, Portugal, and Italy that all voted to abstain, but everyone else voted in favor of it. So we now have a free trade agreement with the European Union, which is a very, 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 very awesome feat to accomplish. Let's go ahead and go over here. When does that free trade agreement go into effect? Oh, does it have to go through, does it have to go through the European Parliament? No. But it is worth $44 billion, so... And it's 1 star. These free trade agreements are going to help out the Taiwanese economy. Jiang Zemin, heart. Ooh. No. Jiang Zemin is awful. We have lowered trading barriers with Japan, so effectively we can have a free trade agreement with them. Alright, we're gonna do that. We just invested some of the money that we have in our treasury to finance it. That way we're really not using any more debt. Which I think we're about to just cross that Rubicon where, you know, you always have to depend on your... You always have to depend on your debt to kind of get you through borrowing money, etc., etc. But now, we're actually, I mean, our debt reimbursement is now at a record low, which is amazing, and we could pay off our national debt very soon. What is our national debt? Public debt is $336 billion. All of that is in loans. Look at that. Energy is $342 million in 2022, and then now we're spending $21 billion on energy in 2023. How much are we making off of it? $7 billion, $3 billion in profits. I'm going to do $200 million there. $500 million to wind-powered electricity. And $200 million to solar. And $100 million to hydraulic. Oldest person in the country has died. Let's attend her funeral. Eswatini wants to meet with us. We're gonna use that for now, I guess. Biomass. What about biomass? How would that help us out? Let's do 93. 93, that would get us 18 terawatts. Yeah, it's pretty insufficient. What about hydroelectricity that we want to invest in? $47 billion after financing. 12 months, 150,000 people would have to be used, but that would get us 22 terawatts worth of electricity. But we could just continue to build on our wind power. Let's go ahead and go for 2 more offshore wind plants. .55 and 2.57. 2.557. And look at that, GDP has now hit $1 trillion. So the Taiwanese economy is now worth over $1 trillion. Let's go ahead and see what that gives us in terms of on the world stage. We are now the 18th largest economy in the world by GDP. We're behind Mexico, but ahead of the Netherlands. GDP and population. GDP per capita is now $42,000. HDI is now 0.94. Immigration rate is the same. Urbanization rate is going up. Life expectancy is actually going down. Okay, we're going to look into that in a second. Child mortality rate is down. Contraception rate is up 95.85%. We're going to have to check our birth control laws. But birth rate is actually going up, so probably don't need to touch the birth control laws, but I don't want to look at them. Density is inhabitants per square miles. It was 1,696 in 2020, and in 2023 is now 1,701 inhabitants per square mile. And then population growth is now 0.23, up from 0.20. And population is 23.64 million, up from 23.57 million. You can actually shoot to get up to 25 million population. Probably start giving out money for 2 to 3 kids per family. But life expectancy, it was going up, but then it kind of went down. So let's go ahead and check our mortality rates. Let's go over here. Let's check. Okay, so mortality rate is down per 1,000. Population is 23,642,000. Infant mortality rate is down. But if infant mortality is down, does that mean something has to be shooting this up? Other types of cancer are up. So it's actually going up and then it went down, but it's going up again. So other types of cancer we need to look into. Colon cancer is up. Diabetes is up. Neurological diseases are up. Heart disease is up. So everything is up. Digestive disease is kind of flattening out. Strokes are up. Stroke. Respiratory infections are up. They seem to be following the same curve. COVID-19, yeah. Imagine if that was up. Overdoses are kind of flattening out. Terrorism is minimal. Crime is kind of flattening. Automobile accidents are flattening. Yeah, war. Course of action, diplomacy. Yeah, if we go to war with China, I want to see how that works. Suicides are up. Yikes. Kidney disease is up. Congenital anomalies. Malaria. Minimal. Diarrhea. Flattened. AIDS. Flat. Tuberculosis slightly up. Vatican City. Oh my god, look at... Oh man, that hurts. 10% of Vaticans are dying from car accidents. Oh god, what? The Pope died in a car accident, but apparently 84% of deaths in the Vatican City are associated with crime. What? Okay, this has to be bugged. Armenia, 23% of deaths in Armenia are being caused by war. Who did they go to war with? Azerbaijan? No? Apparently 41% of Azerbaijanis are dying from heart disease. Jesus Christ, get a cap on it. Jamaica, what are they dying? Oh my god, if they were dying from respiratory disease, I would lose my shit. But apparently 3.8% of Jamaicans are dying from from a respiratory disease. Wait, what about cancer? Diabetes, stroke, heart disease. I mean, heart disease can be associated with it. What about drugs? Overdose, 0.5%. I wanted to look at Japan. Respiratory infection, other types of cancers, heart disease, stroke, respiratory, digestive. What about suicide? 0.4% of Japanese people are dying from war? Who are they at war with? Imagine if Jamaicans died from lung cancer and I would lose it. But suicide, 2% of Japanese are dying from suicide. Which I guess is low. Lower than I expected. I thought it was going to be like 5 to 7%. Oh my god, I want to see this. Heart disease, stroke, other types of cancer. Damn it. Overdose, 0.6%. Oh man, I am just pulling on to stereotypes today, ain't I? Lung cancer, diabetes, neurological, stroke. I mean, 10% on stroke. Other types of cancer, stroke, heart disease. What is stroke caused by? Rich foods, insufficient quality, public health, alcohol. I mean, okay, 19%. That could work. Start taxing the alcohol. What about the United States? What are they dying from? Other types of cancers, neurological, heart disease makes sense. Digestive, respiratory, stroke, lung cancer. 6.8%. 6.8% from lung cancer. North Korea. yeah, 24% of it. All of them are dying. Like a plurality of them are dying from strokes, probably from like doing something wrong against the government, and then they have a stroke. Okay.
Although you're...
You can do better. I hate that. $183,000. Let's go for 80,000. We're really gonna try to push for 100,000. Once we get to 100,000, we're pretty much golden. So I'm gonna try every couple of weeks. We're really gonna start increasing our ranks. At the rate we've been doing at, has been pretty good. No riots, just protests. So we're gonna try in about less than a month. Oh, look at that. We got our weapons now from the British and the Americans. We're going to try on March 1st to increase our ranks to 90,000. And then we're going to try on April 1st for 100,000. And then April, we're going to go ahead and cut this live stream. Because then we'll have a treasury reserve. Then we can save whatever happens for next time.
Demonstration.
I'd
Ouch. Excuse me. All right. Just a little quiet, mainly because I'm just concentrating and also just trying to let the time pass. All right, look at this. Whoa, yeah, 1 million. Awesome. Watch this. We're gonna hit 200,000 active duty troops, including 116,000 conscripts, and we're gonna target for 100,000 career soldiers. This is gonna be awesome. So we are definitely going to put the hammer down on the Chinese if they ever invade. So we got protests. Everyone's gone for the most part. Stream ending soon, probably. We're gonna go ahead and go to April. We're gonna figure out what to do for the debt situation, and then we're gonna increase our troop numbers again. And then we are most likely just gonna go ahead and end the stream. And if you are watching this right now, let's go ahead and get to 20 likes. So, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit the bell notification icon. Cyber attack on our country.
We have resisted.
Alright, we are good. We are good. Silver is always a very good investment. Croatia, I guess. Are they in the European Union? I don't think they are. They are. Huh, I did not know Croatia was in the EU. Yeah, they are in the EU, but they are outside of the Eurozone. The British
We were able to trace.
tried to cyber attack us? Really? Why is growth so high? My inflation, we can't take it. What is the inflation rate? It's nearly 8%. We need to go ahead and go for 2% on the industrial pollution tax. Haven't seen a protest from them in a while. Alright, April 1st. Should
Business.
pay off our debt. $8.3 billion has now been added to our treasury. Let's go over to Bionic system. And we're going to hold off on all of that. But we did make a scientific discovery, which is good. 80 billion, $10 billion. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave that for the next time we come around. And we can figure out what to do then. Public finances, so 150 surplus. Actually, we need to go ahead and go to when this legislation passes for 8. So we'll go to the 10th of April, 2023. We're less than a year from a presidential election. Most likely going to be dealing with presidential election in the next episode. Setting an example, I've already lowered that. No, I did as Japan. I don't think I've done it as perfection of digital paper. Awesome. Industrial pollution tax has been passed.
Here is our
9.5 growth rate. We need to go ahead and start Pouring water on the economy. We don't want to grow too fast. We don't want to grow too fast. That is not what we want to do. But the trade balance is on its way down, which is good. That's the difference between exports and imports and dollars of annual volume. South Korea has a positive $304 billion trade balance. Singapore has a negative 379. We have a negative 1 trillion. I wish you could see who you were importing the most from. That would be a good feature. And our GDP is now worth 1% of the world GDP. Our GDP is now $1.03 trillion. Trade relations are good with Japan. We have signed a economic and political agreement with the United States, which is our first, and we are hoping to maintain that with our renewable energy and continuing to develop renewable energy in the future. We could also dismantle these nuclear plants and then replace them with onshore wind plants. But most of our energy is actually coming from offshore wind energy, which is good. Offshore wind is actually a very good investment in this game. It's very expensive, but yeah. And then we also did sign a European Union commercial contract with the European Union, which is worth $44 billion. And then in the next episode, we're going to try to sign a few more free trade agreements. But I think the free trade agreements that we have right now are pretty much set and worth it. So we will figure that out. Unemployment stands at 4%, and our military is now encroaching on 100,000 active duty troops, which gives us, and then we have 116,000 total conscripts, which in total gives us over 200,000 troops in our military. We also have 1.65 million reservists and over 2,000 commandos. So I think we made a lot of progress in this episode. We have a strong military. We have bought equipment. We have paid off the Chinese debt that we have owed to the Chinese. We no longer owe the People's Republic of China, our main adversary as of now, any money. And we now just have to pay off our debt and continue to invest into our military. We need a very strong defense grid in order to repel any Chinese invasion, which is, again, what we are preparing for in the event that does happen. So, again, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything when I go live and when I post on this channel. In the next episode, we're going to continue to try to sign a free trade agreement with Japan. That is the one of the biggest goals. And then also try to sign a defense agreement with Japan in the next episode. So that is what we are going to do. And we are also going to still invest a lot more. Since our economy is now paying for itself, and we are now, we just have to kind of deal with the growth, kind of get the growth down to about 5%, lower that inflation rate. So yeah. Guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. See you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Taiwan, or the Republic of China. And I'll see you guys in part 5. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.